let's talk about 6 different things that you should be doing in your junk removal business to help it grow. And the odds are that you're probably doing a few of these, but I'm willing to bet that you're missing out on at least 1 or 2. So I'm going to dive in as quickly as possible on what you should be doing, how you should be doing it briefly. That way it can help bring some value your way to help you grow your business. Let's start off with number 1. Number 1 is going to be your website and your organic presence. So most of you watching this video probably have a lot of opportunity to improve your website and to get more traction from customers organically. So if you have a website right now and it's either built by yourself using GoDaddy or Wix or something along those lines, or it's a Google site, you're already one step behind anyone who has a WordPress website because it is limited in SEO capabilities and it will be much harder for you to do the same things and to rank the same way that they are with WordPress. So if that is you, that is something that you need to look into right away because it will limit you. All right. Now let's say you do have a WordPress website and you're not in that area. There are still a lot of things that you want to have on your site that will help you get those jobs coming in organically from people who are trying to find junk removal, appliance removal, property cleanouts, hot tub removal, you name it, in your said area. All right. The content is key. 90% of junk removal websites are lacking content. So what I mean by that is with content, you want to have dedicated pages and a lot of words of content in those dedicated pages on your website. So if you have a site right now, and this will be most of you, if you have a site right now for junk removal and it does not have a dedicated page for furniture removal, for appliance removal, for property cleanouts, for garage cleanouts, for hot tub removal, for all these different things, then you are missing out on a lot of search volume of customers who are trying to find someone who can take care of those things for them that would have been able to find your website had you had that content. All right. So one of the major things that we do when we help someone build out their website or add to a current website is make sure that they have this content. That way they're able to be found on Google by the customer who is looking for that. And then in return, what we see on the website is form submissions for people who have a hot tub that they need removed, or a form submission from someone who needs their garage cleaned out. All these different areas that we have now gotten in front of by putting that content on the website. Of course, calls coming in as well. So calls of people who are looking for this, form submissions, so on and so forth, that you may not be getting right now. So if you're not getting form submissions from your website or you're not getting phone calls, one of the main reasons is probably because you are severely lacking in content. And that is something that you want to adjust there. Okay. Number 2 is going to be your Google My Business. There's been a lot of changes going on recently with Google, with the Google My Business. It's moving, from maps to search. It's still just as effective, guys. They're making some changes, but it still has the same use. All right. The main idea here that I'll dive in with this video is going to be reviews. Make sure that you have a process in place to get reviews on a consistent basis and do not sleep on this. All right. The amount of traffic that goes to the map pack when someone is searching for junk removal or any of these search terms that you want to show up in front of can drastically change your business. There are people who are getting 2, 3, 4 calls a day, 5 calls a day without paying for them because they have built authority with their Google My Business and got enough reviews. And they also probably have some other things working in between in unison, but reviews are such a big part of this, guys. If you could just strictly focus on getting reviews on your Google My Business, you will start to see traction. All right. So just focus there. That way I can limit this video to a degree. I want to keep it brief but powerful. Reviews. Now, when you're trying to get reviews, you could do this in a few different ways, and I have videos that dive specifically into this. But when it comes to reviews, the best way to do it is to get the review in person. You can incentivize this by getting the review and giving them some money off on the job. You could do it without incentivizing it. Do whatever works best for you, but make sure that you are getting the review with them in person. Most of you aren't getting reviews because you're either forgetting to send it out, not doing it at all, or you are sending out the link after you are done the job and you're not in front of the customer, and you are a lot less likely to get that review if you send it after you are not in front of the customer than you will be if you send that review request right there in person. All right. There's a reason that 1-800-GOT-JUNK and the major companies get all of their reviews in person. Success leaves clues, guys. Look at their GMBs. Most of them have thousands of reviews. That is why. And it is also why every time that you look in the local MedPAC, you will typically see a Junk King or 1-800-GOT-JUNK taking one of those spots because of how much authority that they have built by getting reviews and responding to them. So that's number 2. Number 3 is starting to build on the commercial side and a little bit outside of residential. All right. So the way that you do that is through realtors, through property managers, through storage unit companies, hotels, assisted living facilities. It could be through general contractors, especially if you do some light demo. And there's a few different ways that you can do that. So number 1 with that, you could pull a list. So you can actually pull lists of public data of these companies or of these realtors, and it will have everything that you need to know inside of there with phone number, email, address, everything that you could possibly need to know to reach out to them. So that's one step if you were looking to email them or call them or text them. I wouldn't go text for most of them other than maybe realtor. I would say it's best to either email or call. And I have a few clients that actually have a rep dedicated to calling. All right. Cold calling is challenging. I'm going to admit that. I understand that. It is a challenge, but it can be worthwhile. The other thing is you could just build a relationship in person. Hand out business cards. I love this. If you have the capability and you have the time to get in front of some of these people, either your local hotels, the retail stores, assisted living facilities, storage unit, realty offices, any of these opportunities to hand out business cards and build a relationship, do it. It will give you a return. I promise you, if you do this enough. Now, if you show up to one office and you say, yeah, I didn't see anything come back from it, that's totally different, guys. It's going to take volume. But if you have the time to do this, this is something very effective. One thing that we do, that we help with, is we actually pull the list for our customers and do all the messaging for them, and even have somebody on the back end who helps respond as well with a script. So if it's something that you're not comfortable with or you don't really know how to get started, this is one of the things that we focus on, and we do it for a reason, because we know that there is a lot of solid opportunities from all these different areas, from the realtors, property managers, apartment complexes, so on and so forth. All right. So that's number 3, finding a way to focus on these areas to get you in front of them for great opportunities. Because normally you're either going to see a lot of consistency from them, or you're just going to see big jobs, which will take either or. All right. Number 4 and kind of number 5, they're in the same boat. It's going to be Google ads and Facebook ads. This is no secret for anyone watching. There's no way that I'll be able to dive in depth on strategies for both of these in a quick video. So what I'll tell you is that with Google ads, this is the expectation. If you are looking to run Google ads, you should be comfortable with spending $40 to $50 a day in your market. And what you can expect from Google ads is call volume of people who are looking to get the job done. Okay? And that is why most people prioritize Google. It is competitive. It is a little bit more expensive. But if you do this long term, you will see a return on investment, because you'll be getting the calls in that then get you the opportunities to not only make up for what you spent, but obviously grow your business and get a return on investment. All right. But you have to be very careful with Google. If you do not know what you're doing, they will spend your money. All right. So if you do not know what you were doing, you should research. We have a couple of videos in here about Google ads. You should research some other people. You can find everything that you need from an education standpoint on YouTube. Just understand that things do change over time. So some of that information may be a bit outdated depending on how old it is. The other thing is you can hire an expert, whether it's us, whether it's another marketing agency. There are a few really good ones out there when it comes to Google ads and Facebook ads for that matter. What you'll want to do though is if you do hire out for that, make sure that they understand the junk removal industry, because there are a lot of companies who may understand Google ads but have no understanding of junk removal, and that's going to be a disadvantage for you. All right. With Facebook, and that'll be number 5, Facebook, you can do it with a much smaller ad budget, which is cool. Just understand that in some areas it is not as effective and it takes longer than Google ads. So usually with Facebook, you're going to run into more shoppers. And that's because they're in a different stage of the buying cycle. All right. So with Facebook, you can run a boost post at, $100, even $50. Realistically, I prefer, if you're going to run Facebook ads, that you do it with a strategy in mind and you do it from an ads manager, because you have more capabilities of what you can do on the back end, building out an account through ads manager than you do boost posts. There are also different strategies too. A boost post, you want to make sure that, sometimes with a boost post, it's just setting for engagement, which doesn't necessarily mean that you're telling Facebook to get in front of people who want to book with you. It's actually telling Facebook to get in front of people who are more likely to give you a like or comment or share on the post. So it's one thing to keep in mind. The other thing, there can be some actual advantages to some boost post stuff because it will get in front of people who are familiar with you, which means that they're going to be likely to either do business with you again or do business with you for the first time because they have a trust in your brand already. Whereas through Ads Manager, the advantage is you're going to get in front of people who have probably never seen you before, and that's the power of branding. The disadvantage can be that it can take more time because these people don't know you yet, so you have to build that know, like, and trust factor. So I hope that makes sense on Facebook. And then with the strategy on Facebook, main thing is be unique. Most of you're either not setting your targets correctly, so you're showing ads in areas that you don't even want to show ads to. So make sure that that's in place. But also, you're doing a lot of the same things that other people are doing, and that's usually why you're failing. It's because chances are their ads probably aren't working very well either, and you're emulating them. All right. You want to be unique. You want to have something that's different, especially in a Facebook ad, because you're trying to capture attention. So like with us, what we do, we'll do animated video. It captures attention. It stands out. It shows that this is a professional junk removal company. So think more alongside the lines of that, where it's like, how can I stand out? How can I put an ad together that either gets somebody's attention or makes them laugh? Okay. And I dive into Facebook ads as well, into further detail with videos. So check them out if you have the chance. And then lastly, number 6, but the one that's missed out on the most, is repeat business. If you're going to pay to market, to acquire a customer, or even if you didn't pay and you acquired them organically, why would you not try to reacquire that customer and extend their lifetime value? Okay? You should want to work with somebody over and over again, not just once. And you have that capability in junk removal. So with repeat business, it's just effectively getting in front of them either through email or through text. With email, you can get in front of them once a week, once a month. You can structure that the way that you see fit. Even once a day if you really wanted to, but I don't know if you guys will really have enough content to send out daily emails. Probably not. But you could do, weekly updates, monthly newsletters, stuff like that for email. And then for text, which is what we focus on, with text, you don't want to overdo it, but it is extremely powerful. So with text, you want to try and personalize it. You want it to have their name. You want it to feel like you directly sent it to them and it wasn't automated. And you typically want to do this with a seasonal offer. So with text, try not to send more than one text every 3 months. That's usually the guideline that we follow, which essentially breaks down into quarterly, and we'll do a quarterly offer. So, a winter offer, spring offer, fall, and summer. Okay. And you'll personalize that and get in front of them with a text message. And it's almost that gentle nudge or reminder of the quality of service that you provided them in the past, that you have a special that they might be interested in, And of course, if they have junk that they need removed, they are going to want to go through you. And this is going to be that reminder to get you back in front of them in a gentle way. And obviously, hopefully, if they have that need, for them to either contact you from that message and book the job or send you a referral, which is something else that we focus on. All right. So those are the 6 keys that you guys should really be focusing on to increase your business. And odds are there's at least 1 or 2 opportunities that I just mentioned that you're not focusing on that if you did will help you grow your business. It's all about consistency and productivity. Okay. If you guys put your focus on any of these key areas over time, you will see an increase in your business. So if you have any questions at all on what I went over, I know I had to do it briefly. I actually wanted to keep this video closer to 10 minutes, and now we're getting close to about 17. So if you have any questions at all on any of these key areas, set up a call with me. I would be happy to dive into more detail about your personal situation and how you can add some of these strategies to what you're doing already and go a little bit more in depth on exactly how to do it. As always, I hope this was helpful for you guys. If it was, give it a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I hope to speak with some of you, and I hope that this is something that helps you take your business to the next level. Thanks for watching.